Okay, I'm just gonna mow here real quick. Memorial weekend. I'm sure everybody's out doing their thing. I gotta change the battery in my drone. Technical difficulties on the drone today for some reason. And finally got it worked out. So I'm gonna do this. I'm going to get this set out. Just a couple things I want to talk about before I get started here. I got a few views going on here today. Those are all my cameras I have going today. I have one camera I couldn't get set up. I mean, I probably could have, but I'm running out of time in the day here. I wanted to do this an hour ago, but because of the difficulties on the drone, I didn't get started. So, I want to talk about just really quick that, you know, as homeowners, we're not turf managers. We're not managers of athletic fields. We're not managers of, you know, golf courses or anything like that. And there's no reason why we should be following those practices. You know, I see, you know, this was the big thing on YouTube that I saw this week about, you know, a couple of turf managers talking about how they agreed on certain things and disagreed on other things and whatever. And, you know, we're not managing athletic fields and golf courses. Of course, we want our lawns to look like it. But you know what? To make your lawn look like an athletic field or a golf course, you don't need to manage it like they do. They have far more different criterias, issues and problems. You know, there's a lot of different things involved with taking care of those kind of, you know, fields and, you know, turf grasses. You know, for a homeowner, it's very simple. Very simple practices, very simple things you can do to your yard. And, you know I always talk about this, but, you know, you don't need to be spending tons of money on all these products. And I know a lot of these guys have their stores and they have their Amazon stores and all that kind of stuff, you know, and of course they want to get you to buy their products, which, you know what, you want to buy products and you want to spend your money on that. That is fine. It's great. Do that. But the biggest thing that a lot of people are starting to talk to about with YouTube and lawn care is the reality of spending that money. You know, I would far rather spend my money on other things than a bunch of products that I don't need. And I'm not going to get on the bandwagon fallacy of listening to some guy, I use these products, and because I use these products, my lawn looks like this. When in fact, there's probably only a couple of things in that product that's making their lawn look good. And I know some of these guys have great big huge yards and all that kind of stuff and whatever, you know, it's fine. You know, I'm lucky I live in Western Washington where we don't have a lot of the issues people do with humidity. We don't have the fungus pressure and disease pressure and stuff like that. But I also feel that just by some of the practices these guys are giving you on how to do things, they're increasing your risk for disease and weeds, okay? I'm probably gonna walk in my yard. My flower bed's filled with weeds. You know, I've been really busy doing some yards and some things like that. And I mention this a lot, but you know, they're filled with weeds because I don't take care of them. I don't maintain them right now. They just burst. It was just like, to me, it seemed like it was overnight and there's weeds everywhere and I got to get on it and take care of it. I'm trying to quickly get this other yard reno I'm doing done. Hopefully next weekend I'll get it done and I'll be in my yard because there's a couple of things I want to do. I'm not even going to get my grass seed project done this year. But my point is about my beds being filled with weeds. On the opposite side of things, my lawn has no weeds. Zero, zip. I haven't put any products. I have not done any weed and feed. I have not done any weed killer. I haven't used any tenacity in months. I think the last tenacity I did was March. I think it was March when I was killing bent grass. You know, it's the end of April or May now. And, you know, tenacity only basically gives you 4 weeks coverage. And this is peak weed period. And I talk about, you know, I don't use all these big fancy name brand things. And I'm a firm believer, after having been on this program and having to deal with weeds in my lawn, and now that I don't deal with weeds, I believe the science that the phosphorus, the overloading of phosphorus, is definitely contributing to people and their weed problems. You know, POA, high phosphorus soils are just a breeding ground for POA. And if you got POA, you probably need to think about that. On the other side, disease pressure. If you're using potassium products, disease pressure right there. Overuse of potassium. Phosphorus and potassium, I'm just telling you, I have putting green. You know, it's mostly sand. It doesn't retain nutrients hardly at all. I have never put any of, I've never put any phosphorus, no fertilizer products with phosphorus in at least 3 years. It's probably more like 4, but at least 3 years. And it's because you don't need to. I don't seed. I wanted to put some pictures up of a seeding, you know, reno I did. It's looking great right now. It's 6,000 square feet. Redid just a whole reno on it. New topsoil, new everything, killed all the weeds, killed all the moss, removed all the moss. And in 11 days, I had a soup full sprouted yard of grass. And I'm going to get that together. Maybe next weekend. I don't know. Depends. I'm trying to get the whole video together. I'm doing another project right now, which I want to, you know, I'm pretty sure that's going to go the same way. Didn't do any soil testing, didn't do anything, didn't apply any starter fertilizer, nothing. Absolutely zero. Just topsoil, soil amendment, and peat moss, and good quality grass seed. And that grass came in great. In fact, today was day 21. And I think I'm ready to do my first mow. I'm going to go over there and measure it. If it's 2.5 inches, I'm going to mow it down to 2. It's probably somewhere in that neighborhood. It's perennial ryegrass, so I want to get it kickstarted and I want to get it going. So anyways, that was all I really wanted to mention just to start off, was the whole thing about these turf managers and these people, you know, telling homeowners how to take care of their yards. And like I said, if you want to spend the money on a lot of products you don't need because you think that what's in it is helping your lawn, it's probably not. There's probably only maybe 2 products. Look at my. Let's see. I hope I have it on the right camera. Lavender plant. So I'm going to mow real quick. I only got to mow once last week, and that was on, here, let me keep my camera situated. That was only on, my mower's rolling backwards. Tuesday. I just got really busy this week with work and a lot of these projects I'm doing, and I just never got around to another mow. I really wanted to. I'm pretty sure I'm at 6 millimeters on this one. That's what I went to on this. It's up just a little bit. I did edge this side bed here because the growth of these bluebells was just kind of totally encroaching on my grass here. Oh, I never got the drone up in the air. Hold on a second. Let me put the drone up. Actually, I'll put it on the drone right now. Let's do this. Oops. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll probably say it a million times. I'm a terrible drone operator. But I'm going to use that for now. I'm going to do the bottom half, and then I'll do the top half, and then I'm going to do the putting green. I'm going to show you some things going on the putting green because, I've been working on the new areas of the putting green that I've been growing, and it's actually really starting to turn out really nice. I've got it down to 2 millimeters on, I think it was last weekend, and also on Tuesday, I think the last mow I did live, I did it at 2.5 millimeters. And then Tuesday I came back and I dropped it all millimeters. And I got the, I scalped it, of course. Oh, here comes the FedEx guy right now. And he's got a delivery for me. Something I don't need anymore. I'll tell you about that in just a second here. So yeah, I scalped it all the way down to 2 millimeters. And he almost ran over my camera in the street. Oh wow, that is really crooked. I did a terrible job on this line over here, but this is just my turnaround zone right now. Hey, you can just drop it right in the garage. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about yelling. Let's see here. Take care, bud. So yeah, I mowed it down to 2 millimeters, and of course I scalped it. When I mowed it down to 2.5, it was starting to scalp that outside edge because it was previously at like 4, and that was terrible. Let me redo this first line here. And so, of course, I knew it was going to scalp when I cut it, because I knew I was taking a lot off the top. But that's the big thing about bent grass. It really recovers very well. I'm going to mow it to you. And I'm just going to try to do this video real quick. I'm still going to do a soil sample test. I want to do the pH test on my lawn and another lawn. I don't really care about pH for the reasons a lot of other people do. I only care about controlling of moss. Just did a wheelie. And I want to see where I'm at. For one, I need to start keeping a closer eye on my city water pH level, because I think Oh my goodness. Screen went out here. I can't change cameras. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go hit a button. Fix that. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I also responded to a question in the comment there because I saw it. Okay, that worked. I don't know. For some reason, the whole screen just shut down there. So I don't know what camera I'm on. I think the drone view is going to give you a really good idea of how the mow's looking. So, since I'm a low mow guy, the one thing you have to keep in mind here cutting at 6 millimeters, which is extremely low. This is Kentucky bluegrass that I'm mowing right here, Kentucky bluegrass. This is the perennial rye. My putting green is pen cross bent grass. I've had a few people ask me about that. And I think because I talk about so many different projects and setups and things like that that I do, people get a little confused on what's in my lawn, what's not in my lawn. Sorry, I didn't realize that was crooked there. I do Kentucky bluegrass because I like it. This is a low mow. This is a fairway Kentucky bluegrass. And it's specifically designed to be cut low. Now, I'm cutting it very low. And it's not that it wasn't designed for it, but it is a fairway grass, and I mow it really low. My putting green, pen cross, bent grass, it's creeping bent grass. It's probably one of the, as far as I understand, it's one of the top types of grass to use for a putting green. I've had no issues maintaining it. And remember, I live in Western Washington, so I know my conditions up here are a lot different than a lot of people out there. So, I understand that some of the things that I talk about, that I don't have issues with, you probably could have issues with it. But one key factor comes into play for all this stuff, and those are the factors I'm trying to give you. Talking about weeds, having weed issues. I think my belt's going on me. A couple of new ones. I always have extra belts because I've had one snap before, and now where to go. I know where to go locally and get one. Now, I didn't know when it first snapped because I wasn't an expert on real mowers. And so my thing was, though, is I wanted to make sure I had a few in my garage, so if it ever happened again, I could just go and change it real quick and only be out, you know, a day possibly without a mow. So I'm just moving a couple of cameras, try to keep up with what I'm doing. Yeah, see, I didn't want to mow this late because the shadows are already starting to come over the putting green. I really wanted to be out here at 1. But we have the grandbaby today, our grandson. And what I try to do is I try to get him down for a nap and then come out here and do this while he's sleeping. I mean, he's napping now, but he's on the back side of that. He'll probably be waking up soon. And this is just moving all over the place. Hold on here. So the reason why I talk about so much about the phosphorus and the potassium and stuff is because a lot of people just don't get it. You know, they really feel like when their favorite YouTube lawn care guy is telling them about these products that he uses on his lawn and, you know, how they're doing all these great things to his lawn. You know, I'm not doubting that the products they're using are doing great things. You know, the biggest thing about taking care of a lawn as a homeowner is just trying to have a great lawn without spending a ton of money. And that's the place I'm trying to come from for people. I'm trying to help people understand that I keep forgetting about this camera right here. Let me put this on for a second. I mean, this is the camera I've spent the most time trying to get working. All right, so I'm going to move on to the back part of my lawn. So let me move this camera back here. If it will move back here. I think the cord's long enough. Uh-oh. I'm running out of cord here. Sorry. Let's see if I got any more. Yeah, I just barely have enough to go back here. Let me just get this camera set up. So this is my side yard. Oh, I guess I got to put it on that camera for you to see my side yard. I'm just going to move this other camera up here real quick. There's that. I'm going to just position the drone. And get this going here. And you know, because of the kind of live I do, it's really hard for me to see people's comments and read comments. I mean, I do have a on here. I can't fly and talk at the same time. Now, I have difficulty chewing gum and walking at the same time too, but that's a whole different story. And I do appreciate you guys. At the end of the stream, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to answer some of those questions. I know most of you guys probably won't hang out that long, but you know, it's fine. I'm going to throw it up there anyways. and maybe you can come back and check it out. I'm only going to be on for probably another 30 minutes. I'm not mowing the backyard live today. Because the grandson's parents are coming over. They're probably going to be here in the next 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. I don't know when they're leaving. But they said they were going to be here around 3, and oh, they just texted at right now, actually. They're on their way, so it's going to take them 30 minutes to get here. I'll be mowing the putting green by then. I probably will be done, so I'm going to really do my best to get done with this, because I just kind of want to have this done when they get here. And man, I kind of just read it real quickly, but I believe he said something like your grass is the best grass I've seen or something. I just glanced really quick because, like I said, I'm trying to get this done, but you know, having this nice quality grass, you know, yeah, a lot of it has to do with my reel mower. My reel mower does a really great job, and I am a low mow. If I was cutting this at an inch or something like that, oh, the colors would really pop. You know, like all these guys on their YouTube channels, you know, with their really green grass. But, you know, the lower you cut your grass, especially once you start getting below a half an inch, the more color you lose. So that's why I try to show the drone view, so you can kind of how the grass color changes, you know, from mowing 5 days ago to now. But my biggest thing is I'm really not green grass, deep green grass kind of guy. And I say that, and I only do it right now because I'm trying to show the people that don't get why I keep talking about wasting your money on these expensive products. Last stream I told you my cost per 1,000 square feet to fertilize my lawn, 63 cents per 1,000. If I only do a nitrogen application, it's 34 cents, I believe it was. I can't remember now. I use urea nitrogen, and study after study shows that for the best quality, appearance, and performance for turf grass, urea nitrogen pretty much is top done. And then when you start talking dollar for dollar, urea blows away most other. And now why I talk about urea that way? Like I said, at 34 cents a 1,000. Now, granted, I do fertilize about every. Man, I don't know what. Backlap my bed knife, my reel. And this cut's coming out pretty good. Well, I'm pretty much done here with the Kentucky bluegrass. I need to get out of here, and I need to go. I need to get this this cutting height drop down real quick. It's going to take me hopefully only 5 minutes to drop down my. Here, let me put this. Let me put this on here. I'll put it on there. I don't know. It's just going to take me a couple minutes though to change the cutting height on my mower to my putting green. So I'm going to go from 6 to 2. because my putting green is mowed at 2 millimeters. And if you don't have any idea what 2 millimeters is, 2 millimeters is extremely low. It's pretty much, I probably should measure it in inches, because I was at the golf course delivering freight last week. And this is where the, let's see, I don't know what camera I'm on. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the drone for a second. I'm going to land it. Oh, it's already getting ready to land. I better just land it. All right, so this is on the putting green. So that's going to give you a pretty good view of the putting green. It's probably somewhere about 5 millimeters long or so. I'm going to mow it down to 2. So I don't go by the third rule. I never have. I never will. I've never had any issues. I mean, of course, I get scalping every now and then because I don't, pay attention to that rule sometimes. But, for the most part, oh, my bag of sand is leaking. So I have to tilt my mower. Keep forgetting about my real mower. I hope I didn't screw that up. My low mow. I'm gonna need my socket. What, four height measure, 11/16. It's for my number. I have a socket here to go on the other side to get my gun, and then I have a, shoot, I forget what this is, half-inch socket here. I got what, 8? I think it's 8 total nuts, bolts I need to loosen to adjust this down. It's very, very quick. But sometimes, because the McLean is not the most, it's not the most quality. It's a economical way of getting any grass. At least 4 millimeters with no problems. 3 possibly with maybe a little bit of problem. You do your bed knife, because I have shown the video on my channel. So the bits and all that kind of stuff, getting it to 3, I think is so I need to turn these counterclockwise to go down, and I turn them both at the same time, trying to get them to evenly go down, because when they don't evenly go, that's not even close. Well, there. The bed knife kind of gets a little out of whack, and then it gets a little hard to adjust it. 2.5 millimeters, 2.94. that one's exactly 2. Shoot. This is where the trouble comes in. Raised up enough and get everything to be even. Actually, that wasn't. It looks like it worked out pretty good. Time getting this to. Yeah, this is where my frustration with McLean just comes in. The slop on this bed knife adjusting is very frustrating. And because of it, it makes it really difficult to get it to stay consistent. To the other. And that's just one of the things that really frustrates me about this mower. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. It's at like 1.9, and I'm just going to leave it there. I don't even care, because I don't want to. I mean, I'm just thankful that this mower does. So I appreciate that. You know, it's one of the least expensive. I mean, if you want to spend some money on a greens mower, you can. I did not want to spend a lot of money on it, but this was also advertised to go to 3 millimeters. And when I started having the problem where it didn't, I just really didn't. I'm still really frustrated with this thing. Just like, you know, a quick, simple, easy adjustment like this should be, and it's not. There's so much slop in the design of this raising and lowering of the bed knife that one height, it's great. But if you're going to use it, oh man, I just dumped a whole bunch of sand out. Oh my God. So I use a sandbag to hold my mower down. Oh, man. So let me see if I can move this up. Put it on that camera, looks like. All right, so putting green is going to be very quick and easy. So anyways, I was talking about, you know, height. I delivered to a golf course. And, it's where I learned, you know, that they're mowing at 2 millimeters. And I'm going to go move this other camera while I'm over here. So yeah, I'm just going to put a new battery in my drone. And then I'm going to move one more camera over here. I know you can't see this. I don't have it on the camera. But yeah, so I learned that they mow at, I think they call it 0.12. 0.12, 0.1, something like that of an inch. You know, a lot of people say, you know, 0.5 or whatever. You know, I measure in millimeters because I understand millimeters. I don't know. Does anybody know what, you know, 1/10 of an inch is? 0.1? I mean, so 0.125 is 1/8 of an inch. So 0.1 is a little under 1/8 of an inch. As far as I understand, 0.1 is 2 millimeters. I did the conversion a long time ago. That's how I came to 2 millimeters, but that's what they said they were mowing their greens at, and I used to check them out. And you know, all the crazy things. So all the putting greens out here are POA. All the golf courses are POA. And they're POA because POA is so, it just has so much control in this area. And they just don't even fight it. They just embrace it. They're putting greens, they're fairways, they're everything. Let me check this again. I'm gonna leave it at that right there. Oh, wrong one, sorry. I just pushed the wrong button, sorry. All right, let me get this drone back up. And I'm gonna do a quick mow here on the putting green. Let's see. So when he was showing me their putting greens and their fairways and stuff, I was really afraid to walk on them and get the POA seeds, because you could literally just see there's so much POA in those frickin' fairways and greens. Okay, so the shadow's starting to come in. So I like to mow broad daylight and let you see what it is. I'm not one of those guys that mows when everything's in the shade and you darken the camera lens all the way down and you make your grass look super green that way. I mean, I'm not saying that their grass isn't green, these people that do it, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. I try to show reality. Let's see, do I turn it on? Yeah, so I've started having this issue now when I lay my mower back. And then I put it upright, and then I go to start it, I'm getting white smoke out of my exhaust. You're gonna see it right here. I didn't ever used to have that issue. It just started happening last weekend. It didn't happen on Tuesday. But it's kind of driving me crazy. But yeah, my belt is slipping or something. It's not. Okay, so I'm going to mow, and then I'm going to show kind of the whole action that's going on with the bent grass. So this area right here that I'm mowing now, actually, let me do this. This is what I'm talking about. So this area right here is the area that I used to, it's brand new grass. Seriously? Oh, my solder pin came out of my, drive control. I have another one. I'm not going to worry about it now. So last week when I did it, it scalped pretty good. Yeah, this white smoke is really killing me. It's starting to go away, but yeah. So this area that I'm talking about, really starting to feel in good. It's only been a week. And I was probably a little premature in cutting it all the way down to 2. But I'm impatient, and I like I like my 2mm mow. So I just did it. So basically, I'm just going to mow. So I'm going to mow again tomorrow because this is so long. It's going to need a second mow. I'm going to get my Honda. I thought I had new blades for my Honda lawnmower rotary. I can't find them. I know I picked them up at the Home Depot when I went there. I swear I bought them and brought them home, and now I have no clue where they are. I can't find them in my van. I can't find them in my garage. I can't find it anywhere. So I'm just going to go buy another set. But I also found there's two different sets of mowing blades for the Honda HRX 217, I think it is. You have a more expensive blade that's supposed to be like, what do they call it, a micro cut or something like that? I don't know. I use that mower on my neighbor's yards and some of my project lawns. My old blade I use when I'm tearing up yards, like doing the scalping and dethatching and using it as a vacuum and stuff like that. Let's see here. Let me put it back on the drone. Yeah, I usually mow at least 3 times on the weekend sometime. Mostly the putting green. I still got to mow the backyard. And I'm going to do that just offline because, let's see. I'm just not going to move everything into the backyard today. Although my backyard is looking, I think it's looking better than my front yard Kentucky bluegrass. What was I doing? Oh, I got to go this way. Sorry. So on this reno that I'm doing right now, I'm putting in, you know, I say I'm putting in 2 putting greens, but I'm not putting in putting greens. I'm putting in 2 small patches of bent grass. He wants to take care of it like a putting green, but it's basically the backsides of a pickleball court. So it's not really going to be a putting green. He just wants to have a really nice low mow grass there. And then I'm doing the rest of his yard in perennial ryegrass, the Platinum Seed Boss. I like using Seed Boss. He's a local guy out here in Western Washington, Western Washington. He lives north of Seattle, but not far. When I order grass seed from him, it gets here the next day, which is really great. And he has top quality grass seed blends for the Pacific Northwest. I mean, now he's got, Seed Boss has, you know, grass blends for all climates, all areas. The guy's channel is called The Lawn Care Minimalist, and he goes live and he will talk to people about, you know, recommendations for their area. He'll talk about the quality of the seed, NTEP ratings, whatever it is, you know, seed ratings. He'll talk about how well they handle the climate you're in, all that kind of stuff. He really knows grass seeds. And he also is a I don't know what you would call the group of people that are now on YouTube that are trying to put out real information on, you know, reality of taking care of a lawn, not all this BS you see in all these lawn care channels nowadays. You know, YouTube lawn care guys have become, you know, salesmen. They're basically selling you a product that you don't really need, but whatever. Buy it, buy it. I don't care. Anyways, he uses urea nitrogen only on his lawn, and yeah, I don't know what that view looks like, but I'll show it to you. He doesn't even use iron on his lawn, and he grows all the different blends and grass seeds that he has, and he can show you how he can mow some stripes, he can lay down some stripes really good. Yeah, I have this camera on here and I don't even really show the view. It's terrible. I don't know what view is best because of where the sun is. I'm sure it's probably a different view. Let's see, I'm going to take, I think I'll take this off the tripod here. So this edge right here, all along the edge between my Kentucky bluegrass and my putting green, you'll see right in here, got a little bit of scalping going on right down here. And this is pretty much the border between bent grass and Kentucky bluegrass right here. I don't really know where it changes over. It's kind of hard to tell because the color is really mixed between the two. So then you get right here and you can see how it's just a little bit scalp still, but this area was all brown. And you can probably see this right in here, how this is a little bit dark. You know, a lot of that probably has to do with just grass clippings that are underneath and all that, all along here. Okay, and then I come to this spot right here. Okay, so let's see, this spot right here. This is the spot in my yard which for probably 2 years, I've had a problem in this area right here. Continuing around, so this whole edge where I'm showing you here is where I basically scalped it down, and it's really hard to even tell how it was scalped before. I mean, like, look, there's some parts in here. See right in here? That's all gonna get better and filled in green. This is probably the worst spot right here, still showing all right in here. I can't really see in the screen here because the sun is so bright out here, but all right in here, a little down here. Maybe if I get you an angle this way here, down in, I see my camera's kind of jumbling around. I could put a different camera view up. That's probably a little more stable. That one's a total Wi-Fi camera. This other camera is actually hardwire connected. Let's see. Oh, it's not even on. Oh, great. I don't know why that camera shut off. Maybe my whole stream shut off. I don't know. Is this camera on over here? Yeah, that camera's on. So this one's hardwired also, so this should be able to hopefully, so I can see this in this camera here, all right in here, and then back over here. Maybe the drone overhead shot will show you a little bit too. I can't see that shot, so I don't know. So the drone is not the, I mean, it's the actual camera view, but it is just a live shot of the camera view. Sorry, I'm grabbing some golf balls and a drink here real quick. So I know that it kind of gets a little bit pixelated. So this is how that looks. Let's see, I'll put that there. I don't have a two-camera view, so I'll have to put it on just one camera. So I think you're on the drone right now. So I always do a couple of putts. Last weekend, I made one right off the first shot. This is not a straight green. It's not, you just hit it and it goes straight. It has break. I'll show you right here since we're on the overhead right now. I hope you saw how that kind of turned into the hole there. And you know, I'm barely tapping it, so that's going to block my shot. That was pretty good. Look at that, right between the middle, in the hole. All right. Threaded that needle. I'll have to make a video of that one. Let's see. Maybe this camera here might give you a good view. I don't know. There's no screen on that for me to see, so. I'll just do 2 more or 3 more here and I hit that way too hard and way too left. I'm just rushing. Short. Yeah, this one's gonna be hard to hit in the hole. Here, let me move this out of the way. I'd love to make one more. Oh. Terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I hope that helps you understand my 2mm putting green, how sweet it is. I'm gonna start rolling it. Yeah, see this camera's all over the place. It's very choppy. So because my mic's plugged into it. Oh man. Oh, now it's on. I was just watching this again and it's showing no video. So you like how I have my lily here growing out of my retaining wall? It's kind of nice. So that's the mow for this week. I am going to mow again. My quick story on my dethatcher. So I ordered a new Sunjo dethatcher scarifier because my old one I'm using on that lawn project I'm doing right now. So I have Jason doing that over there for me. He's working on it, and yeah, I told him to mow it down all the way, you know, from 5 all the way down to 1 and scalp it. He tried to take a shortcut. He only mowed it to 3 and then tried to dethatch it. My dethatcher was set on the lowest setting and he basically melted it. So my kids are here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end this now. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.